Yeah, it's been a while since I've done a Godzilla video on here, and I think it's high time. Here's one from 1965. Godzilla versus Monster Zero. Now, what I just said isn't really all that accurate, because of course this was made in 1965 in Japan under the title Invasion of Astro-Monster. Then it was, of course, took about a year or so to get the dubbing and they'd get the American edit together for theaters, and so it was released in 1966 in North America as Monster Zero. And then later, I think, later theatrical releases, or possibly when it went to video, it was retitled Godzilla vs. Monster Zero. Anyway, I bought the tape and it says Godzilla vs. Monster Zero on it. Okay, so I'm not lying. It is what it is. Godzilla vs. Monster Zero. It's Godzilla and Rodan, and they're fighting King Ghidorah. Now, this is the second appearance of Ghidorah in the Godzilla series. It is the third appearance of Rodan in Toho Universe. It's also Godzilla's fifth movie. And this one came out right after we just saw all those three monsters in the previous movie, where Ghidorah, of course, at least in the American version, had the name Ghidorah. Like, I prefer Ghidorah, so, going forward, if anybody's bothered by my pronunciation of the name, or any of the names, really, you can correct me in the comments or whatever, but you say Ghidorah, I say Ghidorah. Yeah, we just saw all three of those monsters in the very last movie. So, are they selling us the same movie here? Kinda, but not really. The only thing that's really different is kind of the human plot of it. And I guess the location. I mean, this is an outer space movie, is what it is. At one point, Godzilla and Rodan are taken into outer space to another planet to fight Ghidorah. And, of course, we have space aliens in flying saucers, and so this is an old sci-fi movie. This is another one of those not my favorite Godzilla movies. There's a lot of stuff I don't like about this movie. Now, mainly, number one reason, because it's boring as fuck. Now, there's a couple of Godzilla movies I would say are more boring than this. For example, Destroy All Monsters, for most of the runtime of that, is super boring and not compelling in any way, but they do sprinkle monster scenes in there every once in a while. It's not that frequent, but you get little glimpses of the monsters throughout the movie. This one, it's battle in the first 30 minutes, and it lasts for like 2 minutes or something. And then there's about 10 minutes, interrupted with human stuff of the monsters at the end of the movie. Yeah, so lack of monster action, boring as hell. The dubbing is pretty terrible in here too. Really irritating for some characters. They're American dub actors. And speaking of actors, Nick Adams is in this. The American actor Nick Adams. Now he feels so forced into this movie. It's of course an all Japanese production. Toho knew that their movies were marketable in America, so they wanted to cater to that. And it's like, well, hey, maybe they'll like it even more, and they'll come see even more movies if they know there's an American actor in it. This character is pretty American, which is fine, I guess. It's exactly what they were going for, but it feels so out of place. Well, I guess, cultural differences and just the way the characters behave, though, is he doesn't belong here, I don't think. But Nick Adams, at least, that must have been pretty hard. He was speaking English the whole time, and as far as I know, was never fluent in Japanese. I could be wrong about that. So he delivered all of his lines in English, and all the other actors delivered their lines in Japanese. And, okay, well, there's aliens in it, right? We send a rocket ship to explore this newly discovered planet, Planet X. I guess they're wanting to show off their miniature effects, and here's a rocket ship. And it's like, for a 1960s science fiction movie, yeah, that's great. It's just that they spent so much time dwelling on, ooh, look at how cool our rocket is. And I came here to see Godzilla, man. Yeah, so they send this mission to Planet X, and they meet the Exilians, I believe is how they're pronounced. Their planet is being ravaged by King Ghidorah. And so what they do is they make a desperate plea to the Earthmen. They're like, we have been watching, we've been aware of Earth for some time, and we do know that the monsters, Godzilla and Rodan, fought Ghidorah on your planet, and we want to bring them over to Planet X to fight Ghidorah on our planet and chase him away and get rid of him. And they say, in exchange, what we'll do is we'll send you back to Earth with a cure for all disease, or the cure for cancer, or whatever. So the humans go back to Earth, and they promise to let the Exilians take Godzilla and Rodan back to Planet X. Now it's discovered that they were already there. So, yeah, so the Exilians already had this plan in place long before humans went to Planet X. So they take Godzilla and Rodan, and these, like, bubble things or whatever, dragged around by flying saucers, and they take them back to Planet X, and space travel, ooh. So they dump the two monsters on Planet X, and they immediately encounter Ghidorah, and they start fighting. The fight lasts, like, I don't know, like 2 minutes or something like that, and then Godzilla dances. A lot of people say that's one of Godzilla's stupidest moments or silliest moments. I actually think it's one of the better moments in this movie, because at least it's, something you didn't see in previous Godzilla movies. Anyway, that short battle happens, and then they leave the two Earth monsters on Planet X, and they fly back to Earth, this time with the cure for cancer. And they get back to Earth, and they play this tape or whatever that's supposed to have the cure for cancer on it. The tape is nothing but like an audio recording of the leader of Planet X saying, yeah, this is an ultimatum. You either cooperate with us or be destroyed. We've got the monsters, all three of those monsters, under our control, and we're going to sick them on your planet. And then they all appear there. So, why'd they need to go back to Planet X? They were already here on Earth, and they knew where the monsters were, and they apparently used like magnetic waves or some shit to control them. And why didn't you just come to Earth and do that? And save yourself a whole lot of time, and, like, I don't know, was there some special, like, procedure they had to do with Godzilla and Rodan that could only be done on Planet X? Like, I don't know, it's just a whole lot of planet hopping for no reason, like, if you ask me. But they had to show off their rocket ships, they had to show off their flying saucers, and their spacey sci-fi effects, and it just eats up a lot of time, and it's like the aliens plot just doesn't make any sense. Why not just launch your attack directly from Earth before they even know anything about your planet? I don't know, and the aliens, they look super dumb. Their uniforms or outfits or whatever, they waste so much time actually with the human characters that it's like you forget you're even watching a Godzilla movie. And then at the very end, they cram in a whole bunch of scenes, or actually a bunch of recycled scenes, of Ghidorah destroying things, of Rodan destroying things from their respective movies. Also, some recycled Godzilla footage in there somewhere, I'm sure. This is the first one I noticed where they used the recycled footage, and they went on to do this a lot. It's ridiculous, and it's confusing, and boring at the same time, and also irritating. The one character, the like inventor, brother-in-law, fiance, dude, or whatever, the voice they give this guy is like, he's a freaking cartoon character, and yet he's like one of the people that like saves the day because he has this invention that knocks out the aliens or whatever. And anyway, a lot of people really like this movie, and I'm not gonna shit on it anymore because it's not a terrible movie. It's just drags so much in the middle, and I was just wish there was more monsters, or monster scenes rather, in it. And for a movie that I waited about 10 years since I last saw it, I was just kind of not really that impressed with it when I went through it again. Yeah, I think Godzilla vs. Monster Zero, I'm going to have to give it like a C+. Whoa, hey, easy. I know, Godzilla. Yeah, this last time around, I just didn't enjoy it that much. It felt like more of a chore just to get through the end of the movie, because it was like, like a lot of not very interesting stuff was happening in the middle of it, and I was kind of like, okay, can't I watch Godzilla vs. Mothra instead? Yeah, so C+. Thanks for showing up, Godzilla. Anyway, I will have more Godzilla videos on this channel. And they're probably going to get better reviews than this one. This is another one of those... I mean, I would say it's middle of the road, but it's closer to the... Well, it's in the slow lane, anyway. So until next time, have a good one out there, everybody.